when people are like scared to ask a question, you know, what happens is people say like rhetorical, they say rhetorical questions. When I say lean into your curiosity and actually ask a question. How could someone possibly vote for Donald Trump? Or how could someone possibly be against anti-racism? Well, turn that into an actual question. And then when you approach people, approach them with sincere curiosity. Like, I'm just trying to understand why you think what you think. I'm not trying to judge it. And then don't try and judge it yet. Just try and collect that information. And that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen on individual level. Like you said, like we all have access to that with the internet and social media. It's supposed to be social. It's supposed to be. But then what happens is even people on big platforms, they don't have enough nuance. Like you're talking about the Daily Wire, and like I get labeled as a conservative a lot, but like I mean, I wouldn't box myself that way because I think there's problems with that. In like the way the Daily Wire people talk about like trans issue with like bathrooms, right? So use the bathroom that's your biological sex. Well, you take Blair White and you say, Blair White, you have to go into the men's bathroom. That will be disruptive. That's you know, she walks in. I mean, her safety might be at risk, but even beyond that, it's going to be uncomfortable. My sons, my 8-year-old, my 6-year-old are in there and they see Blair White walk in with her heels and everything like that and go into a stall. They're like, Daddy, why is a girl in here? Right? Where if she just goes into the ladies' room and goes into a stall, no one will bat an eye. Meanwhile,
Right.
I also had Buck Angel on the podcast, and it's like 60-year-old, big furry beard, chest hair, all that kind of stuff. And if he walks into the women's room, it's going to be really scary. If you had daughters, you had a 5-year-old
Yeah.
daughter, why is that man with tattoos and a beard walking in this? That is more disruptive. So then it comes down to more nuance of like, are you passable? But then it becomes a thing of like, well, now we're discriminating against the ones who aren't as passable. It's like, yeah, this stuff is complex. And
Right.
whether you're on the Daily Wire side or you're on the Daily Show side, whatever it is, you're gonna be missing nuance when you subscribe to one side or the other. And I am just interested in that. My students say that they're often really confused and frustrated because I point out all these problems and then I am just like, so we got to figure it out. And they're like, come on, can't you just give us answers? It's like, no, that's not my job. I'm not here to tell you what the answers are. I'm
Yeah.
here to tell you what reality is. And then you, young, brilliant minds, go-getters, go out and you figure it out. I'm not going to tell you what the solutions are. That's not my job. My job is to say, here's what's going on. Here are some ideas of solutions. And here's what's wrong with a lot of the solutions being proposed. And then put it off onto them to care enough to actually work out all that nuance.
Right. This is kind of, it's a little off topic, but I've been listening to a lot of podcasts and lectures and stuff by the particle physicist Brian Cox, and
Mm-hmm.
he constantly he'll bring up this kind of notion of, especially in, at least in the way he views like sciences, often when you view like you're observing nature, and when you get to that point where it's like we don't know, he'll often say it's like, he's like, well, then that's all we say. We don't really speculate after that. Once we get to the point that we don't know anything, we just don't know it. And he's like, I've listened to his podcast with Russell Brand from like 2 or 3 years ago. And he sort of jumped off on Russell, sort of like, that's where like you come in with religion or spirituality. And in my mind, I kind of view politics as a similar, you could view it in that same mindset as that we kind of observe these material facts, and then we reach a point where we're like, okay, we don't really know much after this, and we just keep learning more, and we keep trying to apply different puzzle pieces until we create something that that works. Hey, if you enjoyed that video and you want to see more, make sure to subscribe to the Taz YouTube channel and listen to the show. Check out the link to our website and make sure to follow Taz everywhere online to stay updated on news related to the show. Thanks so much.